Most people imagine, wrongly, that a lighter, less ripe wine is not capable of aging as long or even longer than a very ripe wine. To use an analogy, if this were true, then lighter-bodied people should not live as long as fuller-bodied people. And we know that to be not true. Welcome to Why Not? 1988 is one of the least ripe vintages of Bordeaux. It's practically green. It's the start of a trio of vintages which are diametrically different. 88, very unripe. 89, the heat wave, overripe. And 90, which is near perfect, having wonderful phenolic ripeners and at the same time charged with freshness. Acidity is a great engine for aging a wine. Take, for example, another fruit apart from grape. Tomato. If you had two tomatoes, a green unripe tomato and one that is very ripe, deep red and already beginning to become mushy, which do you think is going to last the week and after? In 89 in Bordeaux, it was very ripe, super ripe, because of the heat. The wine has high alcohol, but not necessarily phenolic ripeness. The wines, to be sure, are very fruity, very rich, but at the same time can be a bit dull and slightly flabby. 90 is the exemplary vintage. It not only has richness of phenolic ripeness, it is charged with energy, stamina, and freshness. 88, which was unripe and quite green, the acidity has kept it going. And the light fruit is coming around very nicely. Only last year, 2019, Super Second Grove Leoville Lascars re-release their 1988, which is drinking deliciously. To be sure, it's a medium-bodied wine. It cannot get more full-bodied with aging because when it was harvested, it wasn't full-bodied. But the freshness and the elegant fruit are very balanced. Cheval Blanc 1988 is also delicious. As for 89 and 90, 90 tends to be the greater vintage on the left bank in the Medoc. And for the right bank, Pomerol and Saint-Emilion, there are many who feel that 89 is the superior vintage, including, for example, Jean-Claude Berrouet, who made both the 89 and 90 Petrus. Jean-Claude prefers the 89 Petrus. Conclusion: a lighter vintage can age just as well as a full-bodied vintage. Acidity keeps a wine alive and lively. A very ripe vintage, where the alcohol is high and alcoholically ripe, does not necessarily last a longer time. A great vintage must not only be ripe, it must be phenolically ripe, with layers of flavors, complexity, all that ripeness at the same time, held together, accompanied by freshness.